Now, of the 36 native trees in Britain, 6 of them are willows. And today I'm going to look at a certain willow. Hello and welcome to my channel. As it's winter, it's a perfect time to get pruning of various things. And this line of trees is Salix Rosemariifolia argentifolia, which basically means silver rosemary-leaved willow. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but it has rosemary-like leaves because they're long and thin. As you can see, some down here, very long and thin. And they're silvery, hence the argent. You can see what we've done over the years. I mean, this is kind of the stool that we've been pruning it down to. Look, there you can see where some old stems have been cut. And if you look here, you can see where it's all coming out. So basically, you can tell that's quite old. And this plant doesn't mind being cut really hard. Now, what we could have done is just take everything down to the stump like we did at the front, which we have to do because otherwise it's a battle to walk along here. So make sure you've got a good pruning saw and a good pair of loppers, and shape it how you want. In this case, what we're doing is we are taking out 50% of the stems and then reducing what's left down to 3 or 4 foot. So I'll show you some completed ones. There you go, you can see at the back there where they've been cut, which was a really precise bit of manoeuvring to get in there to cut them, because I wanted to cut the older, thicker stems just to give the younger ones more space to grow. And again, the same thing's done here. I haven't quite gone for 50%. You have to make a little bit of a judgment, but here it doesn't matter. You could cut it all and it would grow back. This one, what I've done, just to take the weight off any kind of tree cutting, what you need to do is take it back in stages, really. But I'll do proper tree cutting another time. But here, so what I've done, I've taken the weight off by reducing it down to 3 to 4 foot, which is what we want. So now I've got to go in and get rid of 50%. Now what taking it down to the height has done, it's meant that I've taken the weight off, so that when I cut this, because I'm getting rid of the old thicker ones, when I cut that, the weight of the stems that it had aren't going to rip it, tear a bit of tongue down the stem, so I can get a cleaner cut. Because I'm doing that, I don't need to do the three cut felling technique. But you do have to be careful because they do spin. Now you may find that you have to take away some branches to get to other places, but get yourself one of these, because not only is it curved to get into places, but you feel like a pirate. One thing to remember to do is all the laws of pruning. If you can, get rid of dead, dying, diseased or damaged stems. That's how I've been doing this. And then you go for the oldest and try and leave all the strongest, youngest ones. And here, what I'm also doing is anything that's been squashed against the wall will be damaged. See here, that's some obvious damage there. Getting in can be a real struggle. And also having a long stroke, I mean, I've possibly only got an inch with which to cut. Okay, and here you see that. So now I need to decide which other ones to take off. I'm just going to take a few more. I think I'll do this one. And if you're watching this well, I think this one next. And you can see there's damage here and this is fused together. So it's better they both go because it could let disease in. And here, look, you see signs of scraping on the wall. And that bit I showed you. So there. So there's the difference. I didn't think to film this until I was already a way through. So I'm on this one next. And again, like you see, like I said, I'm reducing the height first. So I will take all those because they're all going to fall on the other side of the wall. So what I'll do now is I'll set the camera up in a time lapse and you can watch me do this one, which should be easier than the other one, but you know, I thought this was going to take me a couple of hours this morning. It's now 6 hours later. Now I am aware that that was probably quite dark, that bit of time lapse, but as you can see I've just cut the height on both these. I will have to, I'm not going to have time today, but I'm going to go through and cut some of the dead out. You know, this is obviously dead, so's that, and it snaps off. And then in this one, as you can see, there's, well, that stem there that's leaning up, that's coming off, so's that one and that one. So those three are coming off. I might leave this one for another year and this one for another year, and I may have to take, no, maybe I'm not sure what I'm going to do there actually, because really the older stems need to go. So I might take all of those older stems off, but I will show you what I do when I do it. Meanwhile, while I think about it, I'm going to have to clear up this mess. Now, a little tip: when you're doing anything in the garden, remember that what you will be clearing up will be an exponential amount to what you think you'll be clearing up. In my case, I think it's probably about 4 times as much as you allow for. So I would suggest to you that you pick yourself an amount or an area to clear or cut, and then clear that bit up and just work like that, because for a number of reasons. One, it breaks up the work, and two, it stops you doing repetitive jobs for too long. Because if you carry on doing repetitive jobs for too long, it will cripple you, however you do it, because you won't know how much you've put in to the day until the next day when you hurt. Okay, I like to pass these things on because I wish someone had passed them on to me. What I've done now, I've only got this one to do, like I said. And I'm going to go through and take the dead out. Bring out your dead! Obviously the easiest way would have been to have cut it all back to the main trunk. But in the next half, or next part of this video, I shall show you some younger ones that haven't had anything done to them apart from a brief bit of trimming. So stay tuned for that. Well, I hope you can see a difference in them. See, I've taken those off the back. I just wanted to give it a nice balanced look. But you can see there's space in between the stems now. Actually, I've probably got to thin this one out a bit more at the front here. But that's only a minor job. So yeah, thanks for watching this part. And now we'll have a look at these.